Wait, did I not have my headphones on last show? Yeah, I didn't.
Really? Are you sure? I thought you did.
Not for this part.
Well, not for that part. I think you were getting a drink or something. And you got your coffee today. You got my water and the Yeti today. What is up, everybody? Come one, come all. The next
and fucking same fucking pants I was getting hammered in on. They're the dirty as fuck.
That's
I was
hilarious.
like, I need a girlfriend.
That is hilarious.
Someone take this to the cleaners for me because I'm not gonna remember.
He did mention that. He's like, I need a girlfriend for.
It's not that I won't do it. It's that I won't remember, bro. I will not remember to take my pants to the cleaners, and I'll be like, I need to wear something today. Wow. Should have just chugged.
Welcome into the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. Come one, come all. We're happy you are here. Post Nick Ercolano interview. Big news for us. This is a new edition of the All Day Everyday Show, a full rebrand, if you will, into leaning into the gambling that we kind of started this whole show about. So this is big news for us. More shows, more consistency, more on the gambling side of things. We kind of fell into that niche and we didn't really lean into it because I don't really know why. I don't know if both of us either really wanted to go down that path, but it was kind of spoon-fed to us. So now we're kind of taking on to that route. More shows, more gambling. What are we betting on? What are the pros betting on? And how all of our reactions will follow with that. So we're happy you're here. We're happy that you've been riding with us and sticking with us for this entirety of these long 3 years of this long and hard grind. But we are here for this new rebrand of the All Day Everyday Show and couldn't be more happy and excited for you guys to be here along the ride with us. So after all that is being said, we're kicking things off. We have some new segments as well.
Explain the segments.
Yeah, so we have. What was the first one?
Who burned us?
Who burned us in terms of losing bets? What teams? What players? What teams we won't be betting on anymore? What teams? What players and teams we won't be betting on anymore? And the cash cows, our big winners, the guys that got the job done, the teams that got the job done. Who's making us money? Really is that segment. So we will be doing that for the majority of those shows and these shows. But I know you wanted to start.
Also,
yeah,
we will. If any of you motherfuckers, have a suggestion of a capper on Twitter, Instagram that you think we should follow, we'll say for 2 months, we'll follow a strict unit system, bet the same amount every single time on their 0.5 unit plays, 1 unit plays, 2 unit plays, whatever. Follow them for 2 months, track it on every show, report back to you guys and how we did. Whoever you guys want us to choose, we'll whoever gets the most comments, we'll choose them. If you guys don't choose anybody, we know some guys that are very reliable that can make us some money that we can choose to. But led to my question.
Oh, I do want to say this too. Also, let us know of any people that you want us to, any cappers that you want us to bring onto the show.
Facts.
Chat with them.
Facts.
What they're betting on this week.
Facts.
All that kind of stuff. We've done that in the past.
Facts,
so
though.
any new faces, any same places, let us know who you want us to talk to, who you want to hear from, and that's how we'll go about it. So
yo, I saw on Twitter people were actually legitimately saying that they don't believe these cappers when they say they're betting 0.5 units because these guys actually make money betting and can bet like $1,000 and that's a half unit to them. So but it does get a little, not intimidating, but it does make you kind of realize what was going on. Like I tell a story when we went to Parks when we met Cap. And we're like, we literally tailed his whole card, and I'm like divvying up the units, like all right, my half unit's here, my 1 unit's here, whatever. And I forget how much I was putting on a bet. I think I was like $20 for 1 unit, maybe $25 for a unit, and like $12.50 for the half unit plays or something like that. And we're chilling, we're sweating the bets out. I think we hit 1 or 2, and it was a good night. And we're all like jubilated, like yeah, and like Cap just covered the bill, so calm. Now he probably would have did this even if he didn't hit the bet, but I just didn't really know how much he was throwing around at that time. Still didn't know. Guy finds, I forget how much the chip, it wasn't a cheap chip he found in his pocket. It was like, oh fuck. Walks to the table, plays at blackjack, lost the hand, walks away like it was nothing. And I just thought for a second, I'm like, if I was ready to like pick up your bill of hitting like a plus 500, like 1250, like what the fuck did this guy just hit? And then like you go on Twitter, then you see like when he hits or when Kenny hits a golf bet, like Kenny's throwing $1,000 on like Nick Taylor. It's like, bro, like these guys actually make money gambling, actually can build up their account. That's why they talk about bankroll management. We all still fucking suck at it, but it's like, I see people complain like saying, bro, if I have $500, like I can't put $20 in this bet because it's not gonna do anything. it's kind of relatable, but at the same time, we got to start somewhere. And like, I want to ask you, like, when you see that 0.5 or 1 unit and you have, let's say, 500 in your Fanduel or ESPN bet, like, what do you do? Like, what do you put on that? A bet that says 0.5 unit, this guy maybe plus 500, you have $300 in your Fanduel.
I definitely haven't been the biggest like unit system person. I've tried it.
I know, that's why I found to ask you that question.
I've definitely I've tried it for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried, but then it just gets to the point where like I want to put more on the bet, not only for the sweat, but because I want to make a little bit more. So
Fact.
In that case, if I had $500 and I saw 0.5, I would just. And I'm not saying how anybody else should do it. I'm just saying this is how I look at it. Like, because I'm not the person to follow in terms of bankroll management. Like, let's just get that very clear. Okay, nobody should be following my bankroll management at all. Okay, just don't get it twisted.
Bro. I'm not the guy.
If I see that, I'm looking more at the play and the bet itself than the unit. So I would probably throw if I had $500 in there and it said
and if you really like it.
I'd probably start at $50, which is fine because I'm not. Because look, if I was
cappers are breaking down. Hearing you say that right now, breaking down.
Because like I mean, if I was gonna go down the crazy part and say 100,
no, they would actually tell you to leave this, like leave the Discord.
Leave the Discord.
100%.
Because this is how I would think about it. Well, then look, $100 out of $500, that means I have 5 chances.
That's 5 units.
That's right.
You have no chance.
I'm not saying I would put in
right.
But I think I like
this is good there.
I like the 50 better because it's like 25. I have no problem doing 25 either, but 50 is a little bit out of the stretch of the 25. You're still making a little bit more than if you put 25 on it, but it's not, and you still get a little bit of a sweat, but it's not like I'm like all out of sorts and out
like,
of
bro,
whack
if you
I
really
lose.
wanted to do it the right way, if you had 500, you would start with $5 a unit, I think, or like $10 a unit.
Probably $10 a unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then what's that?
You would need a plus
50K.
1,000 or plus 2,000 or something to get that thing ramped up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think that's what I'm gonna do with when we track something. I think I'm gonna start with 500.
It's just like my problem is, and I credit a lot of the people that do this too and follow a big unit system. You guys are just much more patient than I am. I'm not.
Hey, we got 2 months, brother, with one capper. We can do this.
Yeah.
We can change it. We can see what happens when you really follow the system.
I mean, and I have no problems following a system. But again, look, you look at other cappers too. Like Cap is one of them where he's a big unit system guy. And obviously we bring Kenny into it. Kenny is a unit system person as well.
These guys are like consistent.
But he's different because he's doing more parlays, more moonshots.
But
so
in
it's
golf,
different.
Kenny might be up like 200, 300 units.
Probably.
Like something ridiculous. Like
Also, can we say this too? Do you remember when he was talking about the Nick Taylor bet and the 2 other guys that he had mentioned? One of those guys that he had mentioned that he bet on was Grayson Murray. So I do want to take the time right here.
Unbelievable. That shit was so sad.
Rest in peace. Very, very sad. 30 years of age. And it just goes to show, even if you have everything, keep checking up on people. So that was definitely some sad news to see. There's some grief counselors now, outside of these tour events.
That was so fucked.
30 years old. He withdrew from the tournament and then flew home. And the next day he killed himself. So sad stuff for the golf world. Sad stuff, and respectfully, I didn't really know of him until Kenny was saying that he was betting on them. That's when I really first started to hear his name, respectfully. And that's kind of what took my attention.
Open this year?
Yeah. So sad stuff. Obviously thinking about his family and loved ones going through that. But yeah, rest in peace to Grayson Murray this weekend and for everybody in the PGA
R.I.P.
Tour.
Bill Walton.
R.I.P. Bill Walton. It was a tough weekend in sports.
Real one.
Yep. 71 years old. Cancer. NBA won't be the same.
Took a Sixers championship right from the city as a rookie.
And if anybody thought that the Celtics were going to lose last night on the day that Bill Walton passed away, I think you were solely wrong about that.
I did. I did.
I actually had Celtics -6.5. We can get there.
Wait, actually, so next one.
Okay.
So Trent's been dipping in playoffs as he usually does, taking people's teams, getting threats to delete himself in his DMs every single time he does it. Me personally, I love you, Trent. I actually love you. I think you're great for the game, the community. Anyone who doesn't like you is a weird guy. I cannot stand when you take the Philadelphia Phillies or the Eagles when that shit matters. Some people legit don't care. Some people like, you know what I mean? It's a regular bet, whatever. I actually think it's over when I see him take my teams. I just already not give up, but it's just another nail in the coffin before the game started. Like, we don't need that. He's been dipping with the Rangers. He's got a full card sweep with the Rangers on it. I think he did it twice. I'm pretty sure he hit 8 bets in a row or 7 bets in a row in the Minnesota-Denver series. You know me, I'm a full-time Trent fader too.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel when Trent has your teams in playoffs? He's been riding the Rangers. Does that shit make you tweak, or do you not really give a fuck?
It definitely did early on in the playoffs.
Yo, the comments look at the comments when he's taking these teams. It's
yeah, like this was game when the Rangers won in overtime again. By the way, 4 for 4 in overtime this playoffs for the New York Rangers. Exciting stuff. Igor standing on his head. We'll get to them a little bit later. Rangers money line 3 units, Mavs money line 5 units, Astros minus 1.5, 5 units. This was Sunday. Says get the Luka jersey out as well. His tweet there. Full faded and lost 10 units last night. This is how we get it back. Now, right after that, right underneath this card that Trent tweets from Board Sports Bets, says hours in the lab, endless tinkering, and boundless creativity poured into crafting this perfect card. And basically what he did is take the opposite of what Trent took. So instead of Rangers money line, he took the Panthers. Instead of Mavs money line, he took the Timberwolves. And instead of Astros minus 1.5, he took the Oakland Athletics plus 1.5 for 1,000 and then 500 on both the other 2 bets. So that's 2,000 gone right there. And Trent's the first one to say cat piss underneath that because, the full fade did not fade at all.
Like, how do you feel when you see him hammering?
I was frustrated early on with it, but I try not to look at it now.
Wait, he was hammering the Phillies and we were winning too. I remember this. I was actually fully tweaking.
But
he was on us when we played the Braves too.
There's some that get me though. Like, for example, yesterday I bought down a point for the Celtics and took a minus 6.5. And then, I didn't even know Trent was on the Celtics until just now when I went on his Twitter, and it says his card had Celtics minus 7.5. So, shit like that where I'm like, damn it, I'm on the same side as him. But at the same time, I was never touching the Pacers. And again, I like talking about that with my bets is, would I go on the other side after the fact? Being 110% honest with yourself, would you go back and take the other side? And me being 100% honest with myself, I never would have taken the Pacers plus 6.5 or money line, anything like that. So it sucks when I'm on his side and it loses. But I mean, it's gotten to the point as of recent, you know this, we both have been on it, just truly looking to see what he has.
Bruh.
Before we play something.
It's magical.
And my dumb thing that I do is I'll place the bet and then I'll go look what he has. And then I have the same thing and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Heartbreak. But the times when he's on your bet and you win, you see him on fucking Twitter celebrating, it's actually the best.
It is the funniest thing in the world.
Shout out.
So he hasn't posted anything today in terms of Rangers game 4.
Yo, we should track. 4. Nah, he tracks himself. I was like, we should track Trent, but Trent.
There's actually Twitter accounts that they full fade him. And they track their units, which is so funny. So okay, let's get to what's it called? Who burnt us? We can start at who burnt us. I want to start with the Edmonton Oilers. What
a game. Was that the game last night you're talking about?
Last night.
What a fucking
It was almost a game 3. They ended up losing the game 5-3 to the Stars. This was they split in Dallas, which was very good for them because now you get to come home. They have a damn near flawless first period. It's 2-0 after 1.
Actually flawless.
They were minus 130 on the money line. I ended up getting them at minus 125 about 10 minutes before game time. After the first period, I'm like, hey, I know it's playoff hockey. Anything can happen. We saw that with the Rangers blowing a 2-goal lead in the third period and going to overtime. But it was 12 minutes into the second period. And Stars had 3 goals already. It's now 3-2.
They scored 3 goals in 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Oh, that's what it was.
I felt like I was in the fucking Matrix.
It's unbelievable.
Felt like I was in the Matrix.
I mean, come in your own building. Come on. So that
Robertson hat trick. What are the odds for someone to score a hat trick in the NHL? Because we have Chris Kreider hat trick, we have Robertson hat trick, both in the playoffs.
Yep.
I think they both scored 3 straight themselves.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Those odds gotta be wild, bro. I've never hit a fucking hockey. Actually, I have hit a hockey goal scorer, but it wasn't impressive. It was
I recently have been on my goal
Stone
scorer
when he was plus 110.
It's good. I think it's a little bit easier in the playoffs, just because I'm not even they're just crediting. Take out the point that there's less teams to bet on.
Whoa, who was sweating Alexi Lafreniere goal scorer? You had him when he scored that shit?
Yep.
Oh my, yo, I don't like that shit. Actually made me scream, bro. Because when they do that little drag, John, that's what gets me, bro. Because I be seeing McKinnon do that. Then Bedard came in the league.
Really good.
Bedard came in the league.
Too.
McDavid does that shit anywhere. McDavid will spit on his head. Actually, with the like, that was one of the best goals I've ever seen live.
It's disgusting,
bro.
and
he was a first round or first
overall. Number one, first overall.
Right. Hockey's.
But I think the big thing was like, I never would really do somebody for like two or more goals, and he had 2 in that game.
Have to.
Barclay Goodrow had 2. He has 5 goals in this postseason, and these playoffs. He had 4 all season.
God.
I mean, what is that about? He's like, obviously the odds are going to go down now, but I mean, he's between plus 600 and plus 1,000 to score.
Yeah, like you got to be looking.
I mean, even just throw $15 on it. I mean, he's got 5 he's got 3 in the last 2 games. But I look back at Lafreniere's goals, and I had him to score. I almost took him as first goal scorer, so that was great. I didn't, because the Panthers ended up scoring first. What a game! Igor is unbelievable. We'll get into those onto that's more of the cash cows, but at least for the Edmonton Oilers, that's a game that I really wanted the Oilers to win. And I look at it like this: the NHL fans, and I think the NHL as a whole, they want to see Connor McDavid in the Stanley Cup final.
Bruh.
The Dallas Stars simply cannot win this series. I don't think there's anybody rooting for the Dallas Stars except for their own fan base. But Connor McDavid needs to play in a Stanley Cup final, in a Cup final. I don't see it any other way. The Oilers will win this series. I'm waiting to go back and tap their series, whatever odds they are for the series to end up winning the series now, because they're down 2-1. They still get another home game. So if I look at like where the series are for the Oilers, do they give us that? Oh, series winner plus 210 right now, plus 210 for the Oilers. I like the value. They're down 2-1. They get to send it back to Dallas for Game 5, tied at 2-2. At 210 now, that's good value. And knowing that they should have won that game. Another bad beat that I had yesterday, in our who burnt us was the Philadelphia Phillies. I ended up winning on the Nerfy in that game, which was nice. I won on Phillies team total over 3.5. Blake Snell was on the mound, and he had 11.40 ERA going into this game. It just made sense. It made sense that the Nerfy was going to be sweaty, which it was. But for the Phillies just to get 4 runs on a dude that has an 11 ERA, I mean, come on. And so they got that in the 4th inning. That was great. But then I ended up living them at plus 160 when they were down 3-2 in the 4th. They ended up making it 4-3. And then the wheels just came off the bus. I ended up reliving them at plus 190 when they were down 5-4. The game ended 8-4. Third time this season that the Phillies have lost 2 games back-to-back. The first time in a month that's happened. And that's why we're taking them again, parlayed with the Yankees tonight, because the Phillies won't lose 3 straight. And it is the Giants, and Zach Wheeler's on the mound. I also, like I said, we talked about Celtics minus 6.5. The beginning of the day yesterday on Memorial Day started so
I can't
well.
lie to you. If I was anywhere
crushed.
near your proximity, I would have told you to run so far away from that bet.
The Phillies?
Nah, the Celtics.
Yeah.
But the Pacers should have won that game.
Should have won that game.
Only reason is because like the Pacers aren't the type of team to get swept, and like they're at home, the Indiana Coliseum.
But no Hallie, it made sense.
Doesn't matter. Nemhard once had 30.
Yeah, I know.
Nemhard.
It's a 16 in the first half.
Bro, I think 25 points was plus 900. And I think he finished with 24. But you were talking about the bad beat session.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck is good with Anthony Edwards? I do not think he's hit his over in like actually 5 games. Actually, I'm going to check that. I don't think he's hit his over in like 4 or 5 games. Before the last game. This should be illegal, by the way. This should actually be illegal. FanDuel Sportsbook, the website, the sportsbook, the casino, the company. Yeah. You know what I mean? The corporate company is tweeting Anthony Edwards quotes saying that we should hammer. I'm pretty sure quote said, y'all going to see tonight, it's going to be a lot of shots. FanDuel Sportsbook then says, about to go absolutely hammer the over on Anthony Edwards' 26.5 point line. You can't bet. Whoever the admin is can't bet. You cannot bet on a sportsbook you were admin for. That should actually be illegal, bro. Like, that's actually not cool. Anthony Edwards gets what? 26 points. Like, I don't think.
26.5.
Do you know how fucked that is? Like, do you actually know how fucked that is? I don't think people really know how fucked up that is.
That's really bad.
Bro, there's people that are going to see that bet and bet that. Like, no thinking, send it to their group chat. Everyone's squad riding. Everyone's laddering Ant. Like, no one cares that he's been guarding Kyrie. No one cares that he's been tired as fuck. No one cares that the Dallas Mavericks were one of the best defensive teams in the league that matched the Minnesota Timberwolves defense. Nobody gives a fuck about that. No one cares. You know what I'm saying? Everyone will just see FanDuel Sportsbook tweet that and be like, yeah, let's go bet Anthony Edwards. Let's get beat by the fucking hook. Let's make FanDuel fucking $2 million today. That shit to me is there's nothing I actually hate more than fucking in the gambling industry than when they do shit like that. Last game, Anthony Edwards had 26 points. Game before that, he had 21. Game before that, he had 19. Game before that, he had 16.
The line tonight is
He's missed his last. He has not hit 26.5 in his last 5 games.
And it's 26.5 right now on ESPN Bet at -135. Look at that, shooting 11 for 24 in game 3. Now down 3-0.
Like, is this some kind of get back though? Like, remember the Draymond situation?
No, yeah, this is
like, are they like? Back. I actually, bro, I'm not the guy, bro. I think we're gonna talk about this shit a lot on the show, like when it comes to shit being rigged. But there's just no way you cannot have your eye open when the shit like that happens, bro.
I'm the guy.
There's no way you can have your eye open. What was the one from the football season?
Wasn't it like the field goals or something?
Yeah, remember that shit?
I do.
Someone didn't kick a field goal to fucking cover the spread or some shit like that.
Yeah.
There's like, I'm really not that guy, bro. I just, because as someone who plays sport, I literally just could not imagine walking to a locker room in camp and they're being like, listen, like these games, like, or just like before a game, like you're like, there's just no way, bro. On the field, like you're just on the field before a game, like legitimate high pressure situation, like the refs like, and your coach is like, yeah, we're just gonna run it out. Like, I just couldn't imagine that happening, bro, but it happens. And like, it makes you raise an eyebrow to it. We'll follow more on the show, but are you going to be hammering Ant any more?
I am tonight at
facing elimination.
So
you're taking Ant facing elimination. You're down to take Ant facing elimination. You're not alone, bro. I don't think you're alone at all.
Look, it's. I know the odds aren't the greatest.
I would not. Ugh.
That's so dumb that it's making me do that. I know the odds aren't the greatest, but minus 135. I'm not gonna not take it. Look, if they want to win this game, he has to snap.
Minus 135. He hasn't hit in his last 5 games, and you're saying I'm not gonna not take it.
I am gonna take it. Yeah, I'm not gonna not take it. I am gonna take that. I mean, look, if they want to win this game, he's got to cook, and I can't see him shooting 11 for 24 again. Look, they got to win this game to keep their season alive. And if they want to win this game, they have to do it. You know what? Who I like on the Mavs, though, on his over, Kyrie Irving, over 24.5. It's minus 105 right now. I don't know why it's like we have to kind of like make an educated guess on if it's going to be the Luka game or the Kyrie game.
You don't have to. You don't. I actually do like Kyrie. You made me think of that fucking bet. Just speaking about look-ahead bets. I promise you, bro, I'm placing this as soon as the show's over. $20 on Kyrie Irving to win the Finals MVP gets you $540. Return is $560. You could just place that right now.
Clip it.
Put $20 in. Now think about it. Luka looks a little healthier now, but games 1 and 2 of this Western Conference Finals, you could legitimately tell that Luka was not in full form. I mean, he still was not in full form, but you could see the limp, the grimace. They were really showing it. Kyrie was hooping. You know what I'm saying? And then we think about the Celtics. Everyone's like worried about the Celtics defense. Maybe Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, all capable defenders. Think, maybe we fake. No. We watched Andrew Nembhard go 10 for 18, 3 for 6 from the field, drop 24, 6, and 10, and almost extend the series without Halliburton. Thinking about the way that Luka's been playing this series, them being up 3-0, kind of letting, obviously Kyrie's still his Batman, but being a little hurt, kind of seeing in some instances taking a backseat to Kyrie whenever he's cooking for sure. For sure. I think Kyrie at plus 2,700 to win Finals MVP has to be a look, bro. We know the Celtics can always crash out. They're so due for. How many games have the Celtics lost in the playoffs? They swept round one. They swept round 1. They won in 5 versus the Cavs.
They've lost. They're 12-2. They lost 1 to the Cavs, 1 to the Heat.
They did lose 1 to the Heat.
So
they did lose 1 to the Heat.
They're 12-2.
12-2. We know they're good for acting crazy. We know they're good for scams. Luka's taking down, I don't want to say, like you could say prime Kawhi in the Clippers. He's taking down the defending Western Conference champion Suns in their crib ruthlessly by like 30 game 7. We don't have to go into Kyrie's history with performing in the highest points of the NBA playoffs. And he's going back to Boston, by the way. If you want to have a narrative, remember he spit on their fucking logo? Remember he walked around that fucking gym, whatever the Parkinson's mirror, whatever the fuck he had, and how much he actually fucking hates that franchise? Probably he's way more mature now and past it, but you know it's still in there.
Oh, yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis probably won't play, but Luka get to play his old mans. I think it's a great Mavs narrative. I don't know what the series odds are. I think they're like not that crazy for the Mavs to win the finals. But getting Kyrie to win the MVP at plus 2,700, I just have to get a look, bro. I have to put 20 on that. And that's my gem. We'll call that the gem of the day. The gem of the day.
I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, at least for...
Wait, what are the Timberwolves to win the series?
1,100.
There is a world.
There's not.
There's not a world.
There's not a
There's
world.
Wait, no. So there's not a world that the Timberwolves can come back from down 3-0. Can you just go to ESPN and just go look at the 3 scores? Just go look at them. It's just like the Hurricane series. Rangers Hurricanes. It's just like that series. It's just like it. It could legit be 3-0 Timberwolves right now. 100%.
Yeah, 108, 105, 109, 108, 116, 107.
Like it should be 2-1. Like it could be 2-1 at the worst. It should not be 3-0. What's the go back to ESPN bet? So the Timberwolves to win the series is plus 1,100.
Mm-hmm.
What is Mavs 4-2?
4-2 plus 415.
Oh my God.
So you just need the Timberwolves to win.
Wait, do they have a spread?
I doubt it at this point.
Exact games. You should just take 6 at plus 415 and 7 at plus 1,100. Half unit. Yeah, I mean, half unit. Since you're on a cap retirement. That's my second gem of the day.
All right, so you got your
6
2
and
gems
7.
of the days out there.
Fuck it. Some series has to be
I
entertaining.
like how
bro.
they're like relatively on the future side.
Something has to be fucking entertaining in this NBA playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way about to get sweep. I mean, there is a way, but what the fuck, bro? Give us something.
But
bro.
then we get Mavs and Celtics, and I am going to hammer the shit out of the Mavs.
Yeah, see, I don't want to get too distracted.
We're not doing that. We're not doing
No,
that yet.
I don't want to get too distracted, but this is what worries me from a betting standpoint if the Mavs do make the finals, and this is what also worries me about the hockey thing if the Edmonton Oilers make the finals, because you'll have the 2 complete fan favorites on the weaker team,
Right.
which means the public is going to be hammering the weaker team by proxy,
Which is good.
which means the sharp side in both sports is going to be the better team. It's going to leave me in a fucking choke. Like, I don't know how I'm going to bet it. I'm going to be in a fucking chokehold. It's just going to be something to watch if the Oilers advance to the Stanley Cup Finals and the Mavs go. That's just going to be something to watch. 'Cause I guarantee you the sharp side's going to be the actual favorite and the public side is going to be the underdog, which is going to be crazy. Something interesting to watch. I don't know if the Bucks are going to want to get killed by 2 underdogs, but it could very well happen.
I'll tell you, my cash cow this weekend was the New York Rangers and Alexi Lafreniere. I want to just bring up these tickets. This is a good one, dude.
Bro, you should just replay the goal during the fucking
Plus
show.
275 over
That is a fucking hit right there.
0.5 goals. He gets the first Rangers goal. He has 2 on the day. And the Rangers' money line in that game was plus 135. We did rip the shit out of that one. So that was 2 big wins there. What I'm doing tonight for game 4 in Florida in Sunrise is I will be taking the Rangers money line again, obviously because I'm a biased Homer fan at plus 150. I'm also going to be taking Chris Kreider to score a goal at plus 190. Here's everything behind it. Look, the Rangers cannot simply keep leaning on Igor Shesterkin to bail him out of these games. One of these times, they should have lost that game. They should have lost game 3. They should have lost game 2. Both overtime wins. Igor's standing on his head again, and at some point, I'm not saying it's going to run out and it's never going to happen again, but I'm saying you can't keep relying on him to bail you out of these situations. The Panthers had over 100 shot attempts. I'm not saying shots on goals. I'm saying shot attempts. They're relentless. Their forecheck is relentless. I need a little bit more help from the guys that we can rely and trust on. Those are those veterans. Artemi Panarin, he has 1 point in these 3 games so far in this series. Mika Zibanejad, he has 0 points in these 3 games. Chris Kreider as well, 0 points. He hasn't scored a goal since his natural hat trick in Game 6 against the Hurricanes when they won that series. He's extremely due. Plus 190, I think the value should be a little bit higher, but I'm going to take it anyway. Whether it's a special teams goal on the power play, whether it's a shorthanded goal with the speed, or whether it's a 5-on-5 with the tip in, I see Chris Kreider scoring tonight in Game 4, plus 190, and then plus 150 on the Rangers money line. That is my 2 gems of the day, and we're going to keep riding this cash cow with the New York Rangers. Go Rangers, go. We'll see you for Game 5 up 3-1. How about that? And we are going to get to one of these watch parties. We will talk about that later as well. Yeah, so that's I'm just we got to go back to the longest tenure guys on this team and the veterans that we can trust on this team, and those guys are non-existent. So we got to get them to wake up. I mean, where were we going to go after that? Weren't we?
That was the show, brother.
That was the show.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. That was the show. That was the show. Thanks for tuning in. Big thing here is this is a new revamp, a new rebranding for the show on leaning into the things that worked for us, that were right for us in the beginning. It feels right. It feels like this is the right thing to do, and we're super, super excited for it. So more shows and more consistency, more posting, and getting these shows out at a timeable, manner for you guys. We appreciate you all tuning in. If you did watch us on YouTube, make sure to drop a like, comment, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you did listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, give us those ratings. They do help us a long, long way. We are working on fixing this new rebrand of the intro and outro music, so we will be getting some new music here for everybody and ourselves. But you've been listening to the first show of the new rebrand and new revamp of the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. We'll see you very, very soon. Hit your bets, be the best, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.